Blanky Time. It's almost time for Blanky Time. Come along and take our hands. We're going to Blanky Land. Sing like never before. Oh, my soul. I worship His holy name.
That's a good way to get started, right there.
That's a good worship song.
New day dawning. As the pickles come out of their jar, we munch on them so that we don't get cramps. Boom, boom, boom. 10,000 reasons why I eat pickles.
I love that version. I feel like, did my wife write that? Yeah, I have like interesting memories about that song. I grew up in a really small church.
Oh, did they hit that
and,
one hard?
Yeah, like every week for a solid year and a half.
Yeah.
So it's a great song, but I haven't heard it since I left that church a decade ago.
Yeah,
and
it's a good. I mean, I think that's the problem. Let's go ahead and get into church stuff already, baby. That there's a lot of good songs, but churches just only think that there's only one or two good songs,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
but there's tons of good songs, but they'll just stick with like two or
It's a
three a lot of times, and you just like
over and over, like beat them to death, man. Like,
and they're like, well, you're gonna be worshiping for 10,000 years, singing the same thing. It's like,
I don't. Where does it say that? Let me reread.
is that one of those like Christian fake memory verse things that you just hear about?
I mean,
I thought it was based on.
it's based on Revelation.
Yeah, that's right.
Just talking about it's like angels worshiping, not people, right? My understanding.
I stay away from Revelation because
me
it's just
too.
like
No, I listened to a podcast this week about that, and he was like, he's like, that's really not what it's talking about. It's talking about, like the 24 elders and everything else that it's bringing up in Revelation. Us, the only thing it says about us is we'll be with Jesus. So
that's facts. That'd be that sounds like a good time.
sounds like a great time.
You know
man.
what else is a good time, man?
Blanky time.
Blanky time.
It's been so long, man.
It's been a while. Yeah, we had a lot of life stuff going on, and for our loyal 8 to 13 listeners, we're very sorry about the unexpected break, but
yeah, hopefully we'll make up for it today.
there's only 8 to 13 of y'all, so I'm not too heartbroken.
Yeah, it'll drop in half today. Hopefully not.
Maybe, or this is the revival, the Blanky revival,
and it's gonna just take off.
It'll just take off. But yeah, I had the fair, I was talking about that. That was
big.
A lot of stuff going on, and basically right after that, I started moving, to a new house, a new old house.
Yeah, you put in a lot of work already.
Yes. So, yeah, there's just lots of things going on, and we're just gonna kind of catch up, talk about life, talk about Blanky stuff.
Yeah, it's been. I've missed this time. I've been all over the place. We having another baby, so that's been fun. We've had doctor's appointments. Yeah, fun stuff. Number 3,
baby in the house.
3 babies
in the house.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Wait, here's a question. At what age does a baby stop being a baby?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I know we have like chronological stuff. It's like infant, and then like a baby, and then a toddler, and then after a toddler is like a tot.
Yeah, right.
And then after that, they're just kind of a kid.
Yeah, Nora's like skipped the tot phase, and she's just like full on kid now.
Okay, so Nora's not a baby to you anymore.
She's my baby, yeah. But like, I don't know, because for Eden, like I still consider her like a baby, but she's almost 3, and I mean she's acts just as grown as her sister, you know. So it's I don't know, that's a tough one, man. I don't remember the transition from like infant to toddler for Eden. It just happened.
Huh.
And then
Yeah.
like I remember it with Nora. You know, I mean the first kid, like I remember the first steps and all that, and with Eden it's like you're trying to entertain the oldest one too at the same time as you have this like new one.
Yeah.
So it was a little tricky like keeping track of the transition, but even like from toddler to kid, Nora has like just it's crazy. Like her face looks different, and like the way her mannerisms, the way she talks, dude, she's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
She what did she say yesterday?
So when they start walking, they're no longer a baby, basically.
I mean, I don't know. They're still a baby because they're kind of wobbly.
Yeah.
I still would say, I'd probably say like after that first birthday is when things really start to change and like
Okay.
you start to hit a lot of stuff. But like, I mean, Nora started walking at 9 months, so like she was still like so tiny, you
Yeah.
know. Eden was
Walking
like
around.
10 months, I think, 10 or 11. So, I mean, either way, yeah, just like crashing through the house, man. So wobbly.
Running like the Kool-Aid man, busting through
basically.
walls.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, so this is great. Speaking of the Kool-Aid man,
Okay.
Halloween has also happened.
Yeah.
More than likely, this episode's coming out the day we're recording it, because I can just turn this bad boy around. So today's
bro.
November 2nd. So 2 days ago was Halloween,
Yeah.
and my youngest brother-in-law, who is, I don't know how old he is, 13,
You should know this.
12, 13. He's in 6th grade, so 12 or 13
Oh
is
yeah,
around there.
that seems about right.
Okay, and
Yeah.
we'll go with that. He went to a buddy's house to go trick or treating, and I had talked about this with him earlier because the big thing to do if you're into that kind of thing is to ask the person like, "What are you going as?"
Right.
Right? And so he said he was going as the Kool-Aid man,
Wow.
and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's pretty cool." And I was like, "How did he have time
Yeah.
to make a Kool-Aid man?"
Dude, that's a pretty
And so
sizable costume.
then Halloween night, we had ended up going over to my in-laws' house just to have some dinner and like hang out because it was just my father and mother-in-law and me and my wife, so it was pretty chill. And Silas, the youngest one that I was talking about, they go and pick him up and bring him back, and he's like wearing jeans and a black hoodie. And Sarah was like, "You didn't dress up?" And he goes, "I did." And raises up his hoodie and is wearing a red t-shirt that he had drawn the Kool-Aid man's face on. And me and Sarah were both like, "You just wore a t-shirt with something on it."
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's like where and I think this is actually a common thing where kids who waited to the last minute to put a costume together,
Oh yeah.
they just wear a t-shirt with something on it and they're like, "I'm a Ninja Turtles."
Yeah, literally that's me as a kid, even as an adult, waiting till the last minute and be like, "Crap, I didn't pack something." So I'll show up in like a tuxedo shirt for the Halloween party. Be like, "Yeah, I dressed up."
Oh yeah, this is these are my dress clothes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I literally did that the last Halloween party I went to. I think I wore a tuxedo
shirt?
t-shirt, yeah.
Did he have a fedora as well?
Yeah, I was looking pretty fly, but Mr. Clean, there's a guy dressed up as Mr. Clean, and he just stole the show. So, yeah, my kids like dressed up in 4 different costumes over the course of 3 days. 'Cause we didn't go trick or treating on Halloween night, but we went to a couple like park things that they had going on, like the community centers did like a big thing where all the businesses came out and did candy. So we did a couple of those, and then I think we did one at like a church or something. But anyway, so they recycled the costumes from last year, which was Bluey and Bingo, and even this year, like they got stopped by every single person that walked by them. Every kid, every parent was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Bluey, it's Bingo," which like I mean, Bluey's a great show. I think I watch it more than the kids now. But and then they did like the princess thing, uh, Elsa and Anna, and then they did like a unicorn.
Classic.
Yeah,
I
unicorn
forget how
princess.
kind of old that movie is now.
Yeah, it's getting on up there.
Like it came
It's
out
crazy.
like 2014
13
or
or 14,
13.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a decade ago. That's crazy.
That's so weird, dude.
I know. Yeah, you were like a little boy when it came out.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
So growing up, did y'all ever do like trick or treating and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Whatnot?
for like, for me, yes. Until my brothers came along, and then my parents decided it was evil. So, so we stuck to trunk or treats.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember, like for the first several years, 5, 6, 7 years, like we would go trick or treating every night in our neighborhood, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I dressed up as a Ninja Turtle every year, because I was like super into Ninja Turtles, and Darkwing Duck, and
Who did you dress up as? Which Ninja Turtle?
it was always Leo, because he was my favorite.
Leonardo.
Yeah.
That's the blue one.
Yeah.
He's the leader.
He's the leader, and I'm apparently very stuck on myself, and so I thought I would be the blue one.
Yeah. Back then, it seems like you're more of a Raph type guy.
I was. I don't know. Yeah, like a blend of Raph and Mikey, probably. It was.
Well, the different Ninja Turtles are given basically the weapon that least suits them in their characteristics.
Interesting.
Right?
Huh. I hadn't thought about that.
So like
It's actually smart.
Leonardo has the swords,
Right.
which is the most offensive weapon out of the lineup,
Mm-hmm.
which really fits Raphael.
Yeah.
And then Raphael has scythes, which is actually mostly an exclusively defensive weapon,
Mm-hmm.
which fits more with
Like Donnie or something.
Donatello. Yeah, the
He's kinda
purple
like,
one.
yeah, he's not really like.
And
the aggressor.
then the bow staff fits Mikey better, I think. And then the nunchucks fit. Or no, bow staff I think fits Leo, and I think Mikey still fits with the nunchucks. Or no. Yeah, no, nunchucks, Leo, bow staff, Mikey. It's
that
like
makes sense.
if they were to use what suits their character the best, it'd be that.
Yeah.
Because the reason Splinter gives Michelangelo the nunchucks is because they take an extreme amount of focus to use.
He seems
and
a little
so-
scatterbrained.
Yeah, so he's basically like giving them like ADHD meds, except it's nunchucks.
Right. Dude, yeah, I watched, man, everything that's ever come out of Ninja Turtles I've seen, except I haven't seen the new movie yet, but my kids really want to watch it.
Oh yeah.
Every time we passed a Ninja Turtle
MC
this
Mikey.
Halloween, they're like, Dad, it's Ninja Turtles. So it's like, yeah.
They always make a resurgence.
Yeah. Yeah, they go through
know,
it, and it's
every
cool
couple
because like
years.
the creators are still involved and like in decision making and things. So like,
Like the OG one?
yeah, like
Really?
Kevin Eastman and yeah, those guys. Which it started as like a super dark graphic novel,
Yeah.
like, and it got turned into this like
Well, even
90s kid TV show.
like the Ronin series where it's the lone turtle.
Yeah,
And-
Raphael.
Well,
Everyone dies.
yeah, everyone dies. They don't know. It starts out you don't know which turtle it is.
Right.
But he's taken on all their
Right.
implements and is like going on a revenge craze, basically.
Have you read that one? It's
I
really
want
good.
to, but they're making a video game based off of it, so it's
Really?
gonna sort of be like, the like Batman Gotham games,
Oh,
like
that's cool.
mixed with Assassin's Creed a little bit.
Dude, that's pretty dope actually. I would play that.
It would
I'm
be,
gonna have to-
yeah, it seems pretty sweet.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get the kids on board with the whole Ninja Turtle thing because I mean it's great, educational television.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Is it educational?
I mean, it teaches them a love for pizza. And even now, like literally, anytime Eden jumps off of something because she's crazy,
She says cowabunga.
cowabunga, literally every time. So it's
Oh, that's great. I
Yeah.
used to say cowabunga a lot. Man,
Yeah.
those are the days.
Did you ever hear the there's this guy Chris Rice that used to do music, like Christian music, but he had this song. It's like, "What if cartoons got saved?" Have you ever heard that?
Oh, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's a very interesting song. But he goes through like all of the like cartoons, how they would
Turtles
praise
aren't
God,
human.
right?
They can't get saved.
Which we'll
VeggieTale-
talk about VeggieTales here in a second.
VeggieTales theory.
But yeah, but the whole thing was like cowabunga. He came to the Ninja Turtles and he was like cowabunga, dude.
I just died of
It's like-
cringe for a hot second.
Yeah, this is why people don't listen to Christian art and music.
Cowabungaluya?
Cowabunga.
That's
And then there was
the
like
R word.
Scooby Dooby Doo ya, you
Oh
know?
my God.
You got
Scooby Dooby Doo, they're coming over. Man, the amount of Scooby Doo group costumes I saw on Instagram this year.
My kids dressed up as Daphne and Velma. That was one of their costumes.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. They love Scooby. We saw a Scooby Doo costume, two of them actually. I just didn't have time. I figured I'm growing the hair out anyway. I'm just gonna go as Shaggy. So
Yeah, I mean, it's an easy guy costume because if you're just a little gruffy looking, you can
Mhm.
throw on a green,
a green
t-shirt
shirt. We just
and
walked.
brown pants.
I just slumped over and said, "Zoinks!"
Zoinks!
Yeah.
The funny thing is,
totally freaking out, man.
yeah, in culture, you know how, especially with Gen Z and even millennials, they say like a
Mhm.
lot.
Like.
Like I'm trying to like explain something to you,
Yeah.
and like that only before Scooby Doo that really wasn't a thing in speech
Yeah.
until
makes
after the
sense.
show came out.
It's
Isn't that
like
crazy?
some middle-aged man interpretation of what a teenager talked like in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
My principal, he never did it with our class back in the day, but at another school he did have it, and it was called the like jar. And if you were using like out of context too much, he had a jar that you'd have to put a quarter in,
Oh man,
and so he would
that's awesome.
rack that bad boy up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Now like the kids emulate Shaggy a good bit in the things that they say. If any of them ever get scared, Eden and Nora both will be like, "Totally freak me out, man." Like literally just like in the voice, and then
Reggie?
yeah, right. But it's just bizarre. And also like Nora's thing now. Actually, both of them are like, "For real, for real." Like if they're like trying to ask if something's legit, they'll be like, "Wait,
for
real?"
What's that from?
I have no idea. I don't know where it came from. Maybe probably from just us talking or whatever. But it's pretty funny. It's yeah, dude. Parenthood. The joys.
Yeah. Well, you're about to be parenthood cubed, you know?
Yeah, bro. It's crazy. That's pretty intimidating. But we're stoked. We
Have
got a
y'all-
lot.
Have
a
y'all
lot of things
figured
on
out
offer.
the gender?
No.
Sex?
No, we hadn't yet.
Apparently, there's a blood test you can do to figure it out.
Yeah, Aaron just did it.
Oh, okay. So you're
Yeah.
waiting on the results.
Yeah,
for
we
that.
got like a week or so.
We were trying to figure out how that works because that's a relatively new thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have no idea.
for y'all who don't know, in the ethereal podcast land, there's a test now where back in the day, didn't they kind of just use the ultrasound and like look around and see if they could find it?
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
So
look at the.
they now have a thing
Parts.
where you can figure it out earlier, where they draw the pregnant lady's blood and they test it, and through that they can figure out
Maybe
what
it's
the
like
gender.
how much testosterone or.
Yeah, so I was thinking, like, depending on what gender of kid you have brewing in you, either male or female.
Right.
Let's get our ducks in a row here.
Yeah.
All
Here
right.
now. It's either got a pee or it don't.
or it
Um,
don't. That's
yeah.
right. um, the obviously hormones and crud have a big play in development. So like
Mhm.
maybe depending on the woman's certain levels of that in her blood could tell you that.
I still feel like it's probably not as accurate as it could be.
Yeah, but
You
then
know.
my mother-in-law was saying like it could be shed DNA that they're picking up.
Mm,
That's
it's interesting.
circulating from
Yeah.
the kid inside
Hmm.
the the the,
Yeah.
the oven.
I don't really know. Like, cause we're like a week away from being able to tell the sex anyway, and then but her next appointment is like a month from now, so we're like we don't want to wait that long because then they're not gonna ultrasound because she's got to go back for like the 20 week or whatever, and so we just figured we might as well. I mean, do the blood test and see. So
We want your blood.
it's like a 10-day turnaround or something, but we're excited. Either way, man, I don't know. I've
What are you hoping for?
I would be happy either way, honestly.
No.
But I have totally like bought into this girl dad role.
Girl dad.
Yeah. So if it's a girl, like that's great. We've been there. We got plenty of clothes. We don't have to buy anything
True.
but diapers. But I don't know. It'd be nice to have a boy too. So either way.
The thing is, from the outside, if you don't mind me
Mhm.
saying so, the dynamic of what your girls have now, I wonder how drastically it would switch if another girl was introduced into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially
Sure.
with like how one of them kind of is like middle child syndrome could be
Oh, bro.
very exaggerated because of that.
I feel like it's
Potentially.
already exaggerated, dude. She's on something.
Yeah, but like if a boy was, thrown into the mix,
Yeah.
I think it would preserve that relatively well. But
Yeah,
I could be
perhaps,
wrong,
perhaps, yeah.
that's just a theory. But
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I don't know. We'll know soon enough. I'll know probably by the next time we record a pod. So,
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
So-
We could do a poll
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Team boy, team girl. Yeah, we just have told like my whole family, so you guys are hearing it about the same time as everyone else.
Yeah,
It's,
Aaron made a post on Instagram.
Yeah, a couple days ago.
There was a pumpkin
Yeah.
decorated as a donut that had
Yeah,
an
she-
ultrasound in front of
Yeah,
it.
she did that one. Yeah.
The baby
Mhm.
in the
baby
womb
did. Yeah.
did the
She's very
donut?
artistic.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty sweet.
So, yeah, we raise artists. No, man. Yeah, it's exciting, man. But we've been caught up with that. We've had a lot of coffee stuff going on.
Dirty bean business.
Yeah, events, and we've got like a huge wholesale account that we just started, and it's like almost 3 times as big as our next biggest account. So we've been trying to keep up with that, and that's been fun. What else has been going on, dude? Oh, we were out of town for a while. I was in a wedding.
Yeah.
And then so we were out of town for like a week for that. And yeah, dude, gearing up to head to Guatemala in about a month. So
That's gonna be so awesome.
yeah, I'm really stoked.
I wish I could go.
I wish you could too, man. It's gonna be awesome. I'm very excited. This will be Aaron's first trip. So
Really?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Really cool.
So we're stoked. We're gonna be there for 6 days or so, and we've got a wedding down there that we're going to. So that'll be fun, and then we've just got a lot of stuff planned for the different villages we work in. One community we're doing a big Christmas party.
Oh yeah, 'cause you're doing the Crocs thing.
Yeah, they asked us to bring some Crocs for the kids because a lot of kids don't have shoes, and the ones that do, they're worn out. They live on the side of a mountain, and it rains like,
That's the
7, 8
good
months
thing
out of
about
the year.
Crocs.
You just rinse them off.
They got air. You can wash them off.
Yeah.
And they're 4-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
You throw them Crocs in 4-wheel drive that take you up the side of a Guatemala mountain,
It's
no
true.
problem.
I mean, you have to literally, if you have transportation, you have to park like a mile from this village and hike.
Oh.
You know, it's like you gotta.
So do they speak like Quiche or?
No, they speak Spanish. 'Cause it's like right, like it's 6 kilometers from Antigua, so it's like not far enough out to where like there's a lot of Quiche. But I have been to those villages. We'll be going to a couple of those. Is the plan.
I mean, it sounds like some of the, because I mean, there's like 13, or no, it's like 23 different dialectos.
52.
52. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, I was
Crazy.
so on, dude.
Yeah, bro. Well, and a lot of that's too, like the closer you get to Tikal and like the jungle, like you have these smaller, tribes and people groups.
Because of all they're basically just Mayans that
Yeah,
got scattered
yeah, for
So.
sure.
and then colonized by the Spanish.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, that's not cool. That's terrible. But
Yeah, man, that's cool.
last time I was there, we ate at this restaurant that one of the
Called the colonizer.
No, but the Mayan princess that married one of the Spaniards that was like head honcho or whatever, right?
Ooh.
I mean, I'm sure she didn't have a lot of choice in the matter. But
She might have. When the Spaniards first landed, they thought they were gods
yeah,
because they had shiny metal armor and big feathers stuck in their hats and stuff. Like
and they just
first accounts, they
slaughtered everyone and hid some
sometimes.
Mesoamerican treasure that's still out there.
Yeah, sometimes.
So anyway, she marries the Spaniard guy. They march into what's now Antigua and take it. And we got to eat in the restaurant that's in the building that she built. It was like her like first like place that she stayed like when they founded the city or whatever. It was like
Built it with
super
her
dope.
own hands.
I mean, I doubt that because it was a fairly nice building. Not by herself at least, but I mean, even like Antigua, the architecture is incredible. You still got like roads from the 1500s, and
Dang, dude.
but it's the same drainage system too, and so it floods really bad.
Really?
Yeah,
You think they would
yeah,
know how to build a drainage system?
yeah. It's cool though. A lot of that stuff's protected by like UNICEF, so they can't touch any of the old stuff anyway, and update it.
UNICEF?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a genetic engineering company.
It does. It really does. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. I think it's UNICEF.
You might be right. I don't know what it is though.
But yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff planned for December. We'll be up in El Hato doing the Crocs.
I
And then
love
we've got
elote. That's pretty great.
elote. And then we're trying to do some prenatals for Transformando Vidas, which they have like 3 communities. So if you're listening to this and you want to donate Crocs or prenatals, it would be super helpful.
What's a prenatal?
It's like a vitamin you give a pregnant and nursing mother,
Oh,
and it helps them get, like,
multivitamins.
yeah, kind of like a multivitamin. or
Scooby
whatever.
snacks. Or the Flintstone gummies.
Yeah, they're hard to come by in Guatemala, and everyone's having babies and
Everyone's
getting
pregnant in
So
Guatemala.
yeah,
You know?
and like you got like young kids, like 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds having babies, and so just having like good medical stuff available
Yeah.
is huge. But so we're gonna be trying to hit at least one, if not all 3 of like Transformando's villages. I don't know what we're gonna have time for, man. It's gonna be like a whirlwind. So we're trying to do
Yeah.
the 16th in El Hato, and then one day in either Santa Rosa or Brillante or Guachibalín. And then we've got the wedding in Alotenango, and
We'll finish doing your croc and medicine plug.
oh yeah, if you want to donate, just let us know. Send us a message, and we can direct you how. But it's definitely gonna be a fun time. We've already had like probably like 20-ish, maybe a little more pairs of Crocs donated. Might be closer to 30 now. There's 110 kids that we work with in the school directly, So I'd love to be able to do Crocs for all of them. And if
Get-
we do more, that would be great.
Just get all like size 11 Crocs.
Right.
That wouldn't fit anybody
No,
in Guatemala.
there's no way. There's no way.
It'd be so bad,
It'd
dude.
be terrible.
See all
oh,
these
they're all
kids
excited and then their faces
w-
just strained.
wearing like clown shoe size Crocs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's we had someone bring back like 20 pairs from Kenya.
Oh yeah.
Like she was in Kenya a couple weeks ago and she texted me and was like, "Yo, they got Crocs here. I can get them for $1.50 a pair." And they're in like good shape. They're just a little dusty.
Are they name brand?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. So I think what we're doing now is we're building an Amazon wish list, and I'm gonna send the like QR code out, and people that want to buy something off the wish list, it'll have prenatals and Crocs. They can do that, and it'll send it to us. Or
Yeah, we
obviously
can put
used
that
is
on
always good too, man. So
yeah, we can put that on the Blanky Time stuff.
yeah, bro, for sure. But
That'd
yeah,
be
that's
dope.
what we've been up to, man. Just again, very pedal to the metal. It's been
Pedal to the metal.
pedal to the metal. You need a refill or anything?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Get us some more coffee here.
More coffee. Live action coffee filling here.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, wait. Do your ad read now.
Grateful Coffee is a company that provides the best coffee in the world. Roasted in small batches, delivers it directly to you within days. Right now we're drinking a brand new one from Honduras. It's not available on the website yet, but it will be soon. And
This is the test run, I guess.
it's the creme de la creme. It's very tasty. We're very in love with it. But anyway, what we do is we partner with organizations in rural communities in Guatemala who are doing good and helping people live a better story. And we want you to be a part of it. So every time you make a purchase from Grateful Coffee, we use that profit to pour back into these communities and help people live better lives through training programs, education initiatives, nutrition things, all those good things. Anyway, that's us. Grateful.coffee on the socials and the website.
And you know who enjoys Grateful Coffee?
Who's that?
Me, Stone Kiker. And
Hey.
you know who Stone Kiker is and does?
That rings a bell.
He is
Doesn't he work with like rubber and stuff?
not quite.
Oh, okay.
He is / I
Teflon.
is a craftsman in the Raleigh area. And I specialize in wood, leather, and metal work,
Ooh.
mixing them all together and creating cool stuff. I go by Oak Nut Workshop, and it's hard to explain what I do because I do so many things. I do blacksmithing, I do traditional leather work like holsters, custom baggy thingies. I've made iPhone cases. I've made Civil War accoutrements.
Mm-hmm.
I've made custom furniture rolly cart thingy-mabobs that
Yeah, there's just
describing them that way sounds lame, but if you go onto my Instagram and look at it, you'd be like, that's just more than a little old rolly cart. That's freaking awesome.
I have 2 or 3 pieces in here that you built from scratch, and they're glorious, including all of those items, wood, leather, and metal. So
Indeed.
I'm a
So,
fan.
please, if you need anything of that nature, you can go to oaknutworkshop.com. I
Mhm.
have a contact page
Mhm.
where you can send me an email, get me all your information, send me reference photos if there's anything you want me to sketch up. Or if you don't want anything made, just at least check me out on socials.
Mhm.
You can find me at Oaknut Workshop on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, if you still use Facebook. And that would be.
What if they're local? Is there anywhere they can find you around here?
Bumming around in Grateful Coffee.
Yeah.
No, actually, I have a. So I was talking about we just moved, and I have a new shop space that is way better than my old shop space, and my plan is to split it in half and make one side the leatherworking side and one side the sort of blacksmithing, bladesmithing side. But I also plan on doing classes out of there at some point in the near future. So if you're in the Raleigh area, Garner area,
Mhm.
be on the lookout because I'm going to be doing some workshop classes and stuff, and I think it'll be pretty sweet.
There may be coffee there.
Yeah, there might be
There might
coffee.
be.
Indeed.
Well, that's fun.
That was a good segue.
That was good. So yeah, man, just living the dream over here.
Living
You
the
know,
dream.
but I
Yeah,
have
man.
missed this time. I missed the blankie. It's definitely a day for the blankie today. It's freezing outside.
Yeah, dude.
We went from like 80 degrees for a week, and now it's like bitter cold. And
got below freezing last night.
yeah, it was literally so cold this morning when I left the house. That's
There was still like frost in the window when I was driving over here,
same.
and
Bro.
so I was kind of just like figuring
Trying to
out the
peek it.
distance of people through fogged glass and
Yeah.
headlights.
Yeah, is your truck running again or no?
My truck
It's
is
long gone. It's
basically dead. So yeah, I'm getting a new vehicle.
That's awesome. Are you getting the Element?
Yeah, I'm planning on getting a Honda Element. I think
Word.
it was going to. I listen. I've already admitted this to my wife, who, bless her heart, has had to go through the painful process of me getting and having this truck. But yeah, the truck was a bad idea. It was cool, sort of.
It looked really cool.
It was, yeah, but it was.
It ran a combined total of 3 minutes over the last year.
No,
No,
a little
it
more
did
than
pretty
that.
good. Yeah.
No, so actually on my way to the fair, it essentially died. And luckily I had a buddy who was staying at my house that night because from my house to the fair was closer. So he was able to turn around and pick me up, and that way we could make it to the fair. But yeah, truck's gone, and hopefully we'll get something better.
You make it happen, man. We're looking for a new vehicle as well. I need something with the third row. I might just buy the Bullet and do the minivan.
I mean, there's some nice minivans now, man.
I know, I'm looking at like Honda Element, or not Element, Honda Odyssey, or a Pilot. Aaron sent me a couple
Yeah,
yesterday.
I like pilots, especially like the first and second gen pilots. Third gen pilots, they just start getting too bulky looking,
Yeah.
you know. But you still get a decent amount of trunk room. Pretty cool
Yeah, man. The struggle. We'll find it.
vehicles.
Yeah.
I think I've essentially had a new vehicle. I don't think I've driven a single vehicle longer than 2 years.
For real.
Yeah, I've gotten a different vehicle somewhat frequently to some people's standards.
Huh.
Um,
I've been through a good bit of vehicles in the last several years, so.
yeah. Well, it'll all work out. So
That's
yeah,
what's up,
it's
man.
just kind of lame. You know, the pains and struggles of
Adulthood.
I guess.
Yeah, bro. Tell me
Yeah.
about it. But hey, it's all good. You know what? We have Blanky Time.
Yeah. But
Takes
I
your
have
worries
other
away.
things to look forward to, you know. Like
Yeah.
today. You know what today is?
Today is your birthday party.
Which means
Is today your birthday?
today's my birthday.
Dude, happy birthday, Stalin.
Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
That's awesome, bro.
I
I
am-
should know that. I'm terrible. Terrible person, but happy birthday.
This is like the first time I've actually had my birthday party thing on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I am officially 23 years old,
Bro,
you know.
it's beautiful.
Very
What an
epic.
age.
Yeah. I mean, after 21, between like 21. Okay, so this is what I was talking to a friend about the other night. 21 to 25 is kind of all the same.
Yeah.
But then from 25 to like almost 40 is all about the same,
Yeah,
you know.
honestly,
So I'm getting close to just the, you know,
everything flatlines.
Well, not flatline. Just it's just kind of feel like there's no kind of difference from one age to
30,
another.
30 was a big one, but
I'm turning 30.
it's a
I'm
like
turning 30.
I love my 30s, honestly, bro. I feel like I was sleeping most of my 20s or something. Like I wasn't actually awake. It's like a whole new perspective of life. But I feel like Tim McGraw in that song. My next 30 years. You know,
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
Well, I mean, back in the day, like in the 90s and early 2000s, 30 was where the hot people were at.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh yeah.
13 going on 30. Like the reason she wants to be 30 is because in the magazine she's reading, it says 30, flirty, and fine.
Yeah.
And so she's like, oh, I want to be 30. She doesn't say, I want to be 20.
Yeah. That's how I
So,
feel right now.
30, flirty, and fine.
Yeah, bro. I feel like I'm in a whole nother league than I was when I was in my 20s. So
Yeah.
it's that grown man vibe.
Well, when does man strength kick in? You know?
Oh, I feel like yeah, probably around 30.
Probably around 30.
You're a beast already though, but it's like a whole nother level.
Yeah.
I'm like, and my dad is starting to lose his a little now,
He's
so
losing
it's
his
like,
man strength.
so you know,
But he's
we'll
only
lift
like,
something. He's like,
what?
how can you lift that? And I was like,
How old's your dad?
no, he's 56 this year.
Okay. Yeah, I think 60 is about when your old man strength wanes a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, he's also been a rough last few years, and you know, cancer and all that. So it's
Oh, yeah. That'll do it, I guess.
that'll take you out. But
I didn't know he had cancer.
yeah, he
Where?
rectal cancer,
Ooh.
colorectal. Yeah,
That's rough.
yeah. Which is like
Did they have to take some out?
yeah.
Ooh.
Mhm,
Ooh.
mhm.
I just puckered.
Yeah, he just hit his 5 years of being cancer free though, so he's officially cancer free.
That's
So,
sweet.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, bro. He
He needs to start getting some of that old man strength back.
for sure. Yeah. He but I don't know, it definitely kicks in around 30. I feel like
Yeah, I
it's
feel
a whole
like
nother- but also like self-awareness kicks in too, and you're like, wow, I've been an idiot most of my life. Like,
maybe
why
that
do
was just you, maybe.
It's just me. No, like Aaron bought me a skydiving thing for my 30th.
Yeah.
And then like the pandemic hit, and so everything got shut down. So it was like a year later before I actually went. And did you hear screaming or something? What was that? Okay, that's probably nothing. I thought I heard someone scream.
No.
Um,
Someone trying to break through the astral plane.
yeah, could be. So anyway, so I get up ready to go skydiving, and the whole time I'm just like, why am I doing this? I'm 30 now. I have kids at home. What am I like? What if I die? Like all this stuff. And so literally, skydiving was like, I mean, it was fun. I would do it again, but
Yeah.
the whole time I was like, this is a terrible idea. Why would I do this?
See, I think those thoughts hit me at the ripe old age of like 14 or 15.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once you operate a chipper for a little while,
Puts life in perspective for you.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you can just like all the time running a chipper, I'm just thinking, you know, if my hand gets snagged,
Well, let's think of like,
what am I doing? Like I
Yeah.
could just get sucked into this thing and that's that.
let's think about how boys become men over the last like several generations, right? Like nowadays, like it happens significantly later in life
Or never.
or never. Whereas like you had a pretty colonial upbringing, or you know,
Colonial?
maybe not colonial,
Well,
but
in 1814, we took a
I mean,
little trip.
when did you start working with your dad?
I mean, I started like running the heavy equipment when I was like 8 or 10 years old.
Right. That's
You
what they
know?
used to do back in the day. You would become like an apprentice, and like so you have like maturity happening earlier, and that
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah,
you know?
typically like back in the day, colonial times, when you were hitting like 12, 13, you were finding a trade,
Yeah.
doing stuff. Because the reason you needed to find a trade when you're like 12 or 13 is because, you had 3 to 5 years of apprenticeship for whatever trade you did.
Mm-hmm.
And then by that point, you're trying to get hitched,
Right.
when
Yeah.
you're, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah, I mean, think about other cultures too, and like they have like usually like a rite of passage for like from for adulthood, whether it's killing a wolf or
Slapping a black bear.
slapping it, yeah, whatever. And like it's something that pushes the boy out of like childhood
Yeah.
and into like this potential like, oh man, this could, some boys didn't make it back, and
Yeah, rite of passage is essentially just doing something where you could die,
yeah. And there's not really like anything like that in our culture. It's very much
pretty
just
milk
kinda-
toasty,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, so maybe that's why you're like an old soul. But because of your parents.
I was listening to 50s music for a long
Dude, I
time.
love 50s music though, man.
I had a PSP. You remember those bad
I do
boys?
remember those, yeah.
They had the worst cartridge system ever. It was like a little cartridge, but on the inside of it was a laser, like a little disc,
Yeah.
like a baby DVD. And there's no way to clean it because the idea was like, you don't need to clean this thing if there's no way to clean it. But
Yeah.
they'd get scratched up anyway, so you'd have to like jerry rig them open to clean the discs. Sorry, that was a PSP tangent. There was a radio application on there, and so they had like a 50s radio thing, and I would just like pop that bad boy on.
Bro.
And,
Yeah, I love
go ham.
some 50s.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like old school, early Johnny Cash, early Elvis. Like, I don't know, Sinatra was like a little before the 50s, wasn't he? I don't know. 40s, 50s.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he's a little
But like,
earlier.
yeah, I could get down with some of that.
But I mean, Sinatra was popping off
In the 30s, right?
the whole time. He was, yeah. I mean, once you get one of the most famous mugshots of all time,
Right.
you'd be popping off for a long time.
Yeah, bro. What does Elvis, Johnny Cash, and Frank Sinatra all have in common?
Died on the toilet.
Mug shots of some kind.
Oh,
That's,
yeah. It's like the Donald Trump mugshot.
Bro, hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah,
He blue steeled the doof out of that guy taking that mugshot picture.
bro.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty
funny.
great.
Oh god.
Whatever you believe about him, that's a great mugshot.
No, it is.
Like,
It's
I've seen
classic.
plenty of mugshots in my life. I have family members.
Ben Stiller would be proud.
Yes, he
honestly.
would. I have family members who have mugshots.
Same.
It's hard to top that mugshot. Like,
Yeah.
that's a cold mugshot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just like Frank Sinatra's. You know why he got, like, the mugshot of when he was young, that is the most famous. You know why he got that mugshot? He got arrested and tried for adultery.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And got put in jail for a little bit and,
For
processed.
adultery.
For adultery, yeah.
Tells you where our culture has gone.
Oh, yeah, that's like...
There's an entire infrastructure devoted to helping you commit adultery now. So that's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
When you think about it. It's,
Yeah, I think about that just like, man, like, back in the day, you'd get arrested for that.
just for being a smooth talking, good looking crooner.
Yeah.
That's. Yeah, I mean.
Come fly with me, come fly, let's fly away.
That's. So was Frank Sinatra basically like the Taylor Swift of the 30s and 40s?
He was
He just
way
bounced.
more than Taylor Swift.
No, I'm talking about his relationships, not his musical talent.
Oh, he didn't.
We all know he was
He
better
didn't
than
really.
Taylor.
I mean, he had quote unquote relationships. I think today, if you get in a relationship with Taylor, you understand the baggage that comes with that
Right.
and the potential that a song is going to be created about you.
Right.
Frank Sinatra didn't make songs
About
relationships.
except relationships. That girl from Empanina. Whoever that was.
He made songs to bring in relationships. And
Yeah.
that's all. It's like the it's like that dumb trope that's like um a door that allows multiple keys to open it is a bad door, but a key that can open multiple doors is a good key. And that was Frank Sinatra was a good key.
I like that. I like that. Taylor Swift, not so much. Let's
No.
get out of here.
Plus now she's a witch, so you
Is
know,
she?
that's pretty epic.
Oh, I think you were telling me about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess we didn't talk about that on the pod, but there was some like weird stuff with her concerts where there was like subliminal messaging in the like the big LED display thingy-mabobs they had, and then a part of her set was just basically like a full-on seance.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was people that like blacked out and
Maybe I heard
woke
about
back
that.
up and didn't know what the heck happened, and
I
they
did
weren't
hear about
drugged,
that.
and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a bunch of
yeah.
other weird stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, hey.
Plus her boyfriend now, or whatever you want to call him.
She's really putting him on the map.
It's so annoying, dude. I'm not. Listen, I am probably the least football person of all time,
Oh, I love football.
and
Great.
it's still annoying me.
Yeah, it's super
Like
annoying.
my brother-in-law, who is very big into football, like he was talking about how he just doesn't even want to watch it anymore because no matter what the game is, they're gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
Plus, the other thing is freaking Travis Kelce is, pushing big pharma stuff too, which is
No, for real.
yeah. There was like I don't know if it was an SNL skit or I forgot where I saw it, but that he basically made like a spoof skit where he had like all these needles stuck in him because like he did this ad for Pfizer, I think. And it just was like very weird
Maybe I did see that.
and off-putting. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, he's talented. He's always been talented, but when they won the Super Bowl, was it this past year? The year before? They they're like him and Patrick Mahomes are jumping up and down and they're like, "We're going to Disneyland, baby. We're
Yeah.
going to Disneyland." Like just hilariously out of character based on like how they had both presented themselves up to
Yeah.
that point. It was
Well,
just,
Disneyland is like that started becoming a thing. I forgot who it was. There was a dude who started saying that because he just wanted that to be a part of the package for winning, and then it became a thing.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Which
Never been to Disneyland.
getting on Disneyland, there's some funky stuff with Disneyland that's just weird to think about. Also, weird things that have happened there.
Like
But
how it's owned by the UK
yeah, it's
or the royal family.
land. Yeah,
Yeah.
royal family owned.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
How you never see anybody take trash out at Disneyland? Because there is a intricate tunnel system that connects to all the trash cans that takes it far, far out of the park.
Wow.
So if a kid climbed into the trash cans, that's like freaking Augustus Gloop. He's gone.
Let's try it. Let's do an experiment.
We'll strap a GoPro to Eden.
No, we're not putting one of my kids in there.
Yeah.
Saying we put you in there.
I can't fit in a
You're
trash can.
small enough. I'll try and go in.
Maybe if we cut the top off. Now there's like pictures of like the underground tunnel system of Disney, and it's like
Bizarre, man.
very weird.
He's into weird things. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I missed that.
I mean, he was a Mason, right?
It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, all Masons are a bit odd.
Yeah, they're a little out there. It's,
Well, people don't realize that all the stuff they're doing is associated with witchcraft. They just shroud it in calling it brotherhood rituals, right?
Yes. Anytime you put a ritual in the mix, it gets weird.
Yeah. And then
You
that's
know?
why, like, there's 33, 34 degrees
Something like that,
of
yeah.
masonry.
And the people the lower levels, they have no idea.
You
what
don't
it's
you don't
really
even
about,
know
you know?
really the full picture until you're like level 30. and then by that point, you're allegedly too deep.
You see like the cars that have like the
Or
Masonic
the lodges
badges
and stuff.
on them and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, someone was telling me like, if you have those on the back of your car, like you won't get pulled over, like for whatever reason, or like you'll get pulled over and they'll see it like on the walk up or whatever, and just like like nothing happened, like you're free to go.
It's kind of like putting a Marine's badge on your car.
Kind of.
Like a lot of times, they say you can do that, and that'll help you get out of getting pulled over sometimes.
Interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know if that's maybe. There's always that one guy who's just like, I'm still gonna write you a ticket.
He's the one who's not a Mason.
Yep.
Or was a Marine, I guess.
Just like, what?
He was Army.
2 presidents haven't been Masons, and they both died in office. So that seems about right.
It's been interesting.
It's a wee bit interesting.
I think the Masons started out as an actual good thing back in the day.
Maybe.
But, as secret societies over time,
Aren't they
even
like
if they
linked
start
to
with good intention, they get perverted and turn into different things.
I can't tell if this is actual history or just National Treasure history.
Yeah.
Aren't they linked to like the Knights Templar or something? Like.
Yeah, I mean it all goes back, but it actually did have like Christian basis. But like that's what I was saying, like any type of secret society.
Well, we murdered like entire communities of Muslims during the Crusades in the name of Jesus.
Well, they started it, so get wrecked.
Still,
they started it. Not say that it's an excuse. Like that's a bad form of retaliation, but that is a difficult topic to comment on.
Yeah.
Because like they started it. They were enslaving people, raping, pillaging, all that jazz.
Terrible.
And so then, basically, the extreme was to like go religious war on them. Because if the Crusades wouldn't have happened, then who knows where the world would be now? It'd probably be in a worse position, some people say, because of how violent the spread of Muslimism? Islam. Yeah, that's it. Muslimism. But both were bad. It was Crusades were bad. The Muslim Crusades were bad.
Right.
But people don't realize that the Muslim Crusades were even a thing in the first place.
Right.
And that's the whole reason why the Crusades became a thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like tracing back the history. It's
Yeah.
like the same thing with. Let's get screw Christmas. Let's get on to Thanksgiving. Give Thanksgiving its due diligence.
Dude, I love some Thanksgiving, bro.
Surrounding all the stuff with Native Americans and yada yada yada. It's like give them back the land. Sure, we definitely shysted them with the land we did give them.
Well, yeah, white people have a pretty bad track record.
Yeah. However, if you go through giving the land back to who was on it, it's like, okay, so we give the land back to this group of Native Americans. Well, what about the group before them that they conquered, and what about the group before them that they conquered? And
Yeah.
There has
to be like an understanding across the board. But I mean, that's kind of biblical, the giving the land back thing.
Yeah.
They did that every, 50 years or whatever? 49, 50 years? The year of Jubilee, all the land goes back to the rightful owner, and you take a break from planting, and like everything lies fallow, and it's like, that would be dope. I don't know how that works out,
Yeah, because there's very few reservations in North Carolina. Like, there's Cherokee, which is the big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there was like 15 different other tribes all scattered through North Carolina that, probably could have some kind of plot of land. Hollywood Saponi is still trying to get like full recognition, I think. Like they're either just now getting recognized or still trying to get like what you call it, solidarity.
Hmm.
That's not it.
That doesn't seem right.
No, like basically proper recognition and
Reimbursement.
kind of. It's not, but it's not reparations.
Not reparations.
It's
no.
there's a different word for
Yeah.
that. You know what? Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, but yeah, have you ever heard of Hollywood-Saponi? Hollywood-Saponi is like it's a pretty small tribe, and they're kind of like the Lumbees, right?
Yeah.
So Lumbees are a mix of, like, basically the outcasts from the other established tribes. So like Cherokee, Blackfoot, all of them.
Yeah.
They're outcasts mixed with the like poor whites and the slaves at the times, the Africans, and sort of created this like fully mixed group called the Lumbees.
Right.
And that's where Abraham Lincoln came from. So he was part Lumbee. And so he was actually technically the first president of color because of that.
Oh, I've heard you mention that before.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But it's like Lumbee, they're recognized as a people group, but they don't have like a thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I guess,
So
everyone owned land before someone else,
Yeah.
ultimately. And most of the time, it wasn't peacefully obtained.
Or it was like tricked.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it's like we were talking about the Spaniards earlier. They tricked them in that they were gods and that they should
Right.
have the land. And then the ones that didn't give it up, they slaughtered. You know, which is
Kind of
big.
like Egypt, you've heard, obviously, the Sphinx. Everyone assumes the pyramids and the Sphinx were built like same time period, 4,500 BC-ish area, right?
There's the people that believe the Jews built it because of Prince of Egypt.
Oh, right, because of Prince of Egypt. Yeah, exactly.
Deliver us.
Which is like, 4,500 BC or whatever, so 6,500 years ago or so. But because that's when the biggest like Egyptian dynasty began or whatever. But water residue on the Sphinx say that there's several thousands of years of rainfall to cause that type of like erosion on the Sphinx.
Yeah.
The last time there was rainfall in the Nile Valley was 9,000 BC. So you're looking at,
Way before
12,000-year-old
we called the
Sphinx-ish.
Egyptians. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, they found a tablet that's like the list of kings or whatever, the kings list from Egypt. It dates back like 20,000 years or whatever. So it's like there's history.
We don't know what was going on there.
Egypt everyone conquered somebody, but it doesn't make it any less.
Yeah,
sucky.
human beings are a dirty group that do bad things. There's no good group of humans.
Have you heard of the extinctionists?
What? No. I don't know
Apparently, they they love the idea that humans are the problem on the planet.
Oh yeah.
And so, like,
What if we were actually?
I think
the
it was
sickness?
the plot of the Da Vinci Code, like the third movie, whatever that one was, where he's like, we're just gonna wipe out humanity because we're overpopulated, we're destroying the Earth. Which, I mean, yeah, we're doing a lot of crappy stuff to the Earth, but and there needs to be things to change, but we can't wipe out humanity.
Humans
Like,
have
come on.
the incredible ability of doing good and the incredible ability of doing evil.
Yeah.
And it's
For
whether
sure.
or not we act on those inclinations.
Mm.
The thing, going back to the land thing, is like, it's a very complex subject, but with how society is established now, we can't just give back the actual what they say was their land to them.
Right.
Even though that sucks, it's like, well, what are you going to do? You're going to take all these small business owners' land away and, completely put them on the back burner.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's enough government land floating around that, could be given in exchange. Like that's what they did with the Trail of Tears stuff. They're like, oh, we'll give you all of this land, but it's way out here. And it's like, well, you can do the same thing, but make it more localized.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it's like there's solutions for all the problems that we've created for ourselves, but as a species. But I mean, I was listening to
Oklahoma.
Rogan yesterday, and he had Daddy Musk on there.
Oh,
again.
I saw that. I haven't listened to it yet.
It's great. Yeah, it's cool.
But
This is the first time I had heard him talk since like he bought Twitter. So it was,
the I don't know if they put the video in the podcast.
they did.
Oh, they did.
When
of
he
him
shot the
shooting the
Cybertruck.
Cybertruck.
Yeah, barely
What-
scratched it. It left a little ding, but
Yeah.
it barely scratched it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
My dad wants a Cybertruck.
yeah, bro, do it. They're bad looking.
Yeah.
Man.
They shrunk them down a little bit from their original scale, so they're a
Yeah.
little bit more practical. But my dad needs something that tough
Oh, for sure.
to survive
absolutely.
himself.
Bulletproof and.
Yeah.
But no, he was talking about how like the solutions for a lot of the problems are already there. Like with it comes to like solar power, like you could power the entire like United States of America on like a significantly small piece of solar farm. It's there. We just, you would need batteries, but like it's doable. But I mean, we're not doing that because there's too much money in the way things are working now. It's very frail.
Yeah.
Like someone could very easily wipe out, our entire, infrastructure for.
Have I told you about my chainsaw idea?
I don't think so.
So apparently this has been a reoccurring thought of mine since I was a small child. Because
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about this with my dad recently, and he was like, "You had the same thought when you were like 6 years old." So
man.
I don't know if that says anything about me. But basically, there was a dude who did it recently,
Mm-hmm.
and he shut down an entire big area of city or whatever.
Right.
But if you got like a organized group of dudes, I'm not advocating you should do this. Okay, this is just a theory that shouldn't be taken and implemented.
Right.
All right, that's my disclaimer.
Sure.
But say you were to have a small organized group of dudes, say like 8 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all all had chainsaws.
Mm-hmm.
If you dropped trees onto things in specific areas, you could shut down like an entire city easy
Yeah.
within a matter of a couple minutes. Like it only takes 5 minutes to fell a tree,
Right.
Depending on, how big your bar is, how sharp it is or whatever. You drop enough big trees in the city to completely block it in, and then you drop some more trees onto like the power grid system. You completely lock the city in, and you shut the power off within a matter of,
And it would
30,
be,
45
it'd be
minutes.
chaos.
Yeah.
Like less than 3 days
Yeah.
before, I mean, they say you got like 3 days with no water or whatever, but chaos would be like, I mean,
Just take New
People
York,
start
like when
killing
they
each
have the
other.
blackouts. Like they've had a couple blackouts, and that's always been like,
yeah, dude. I mean,
The
anytime
purge.
the power's out, it's like, bro, I realize how dependent I am on this. And it's like, dude, yeah, revolution.
that show. Was
Great
dope.
concept, terribly written, but
Yeah.
it could have been so much better.
When it was like nanoparticles stopping
Yeah.
electricity, I was like, that's
That
interesting.
doesn't seem right. But no, I mean the concept though, like the power goes out for years,
Yeah.
and no one knows why, and the world just descends into chaos and the apocalypse just without power. And it would be fairly easy to knock out the entire U.S.'s power grid.
I mean, Texas was like 3 hours away from complete downfall
Yeah.
when that big freeze happened
Yeah.
or whatever.
So I mean, I don't know, man. It's interesting. All the solutions are there. We just gotta.
Money. It's like this is okay. I'm going to try to say as little about this as possible.
Sure.
The whole thing going on in the Middle East right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not going to talk about one side or the other because that is a very complex issue that I don't fully understand. I may
Right.
have my beliefs about one thing or another, but I'm not going to say 'em. Because why make myself look like a fool?
Right.
What's it when I already do that enough? But I had a buddy that was like, we just need to like black ops them and reset the system, and then like it's done over with, right? Because like we have U.S. the U.S. military has the capability to reset an entire country like that easy by simply implementing like special force teams that can go in and out
Mm-hmm.
and like maybe a couple other small groups. And what I said to him was that doesn't make money. Like you look at what they're doing now, they're shipping weapons, they're giving
Mm-hmm.
money. This goes towards other conflicts that have been happening in the past couple months that people have forgot about that are still going on.
Right.
Um, you know, we're sending money, all that. All us sending money and weapons is fueling the industrial military complex, which is what
Oh yeah. 100%.
was it Eisenhower warned against.
Right.
He's basically saying like after World War II, he was talking about like military industrial complex is a monster and it wants to be fed, and the only way to stop it is to starve it and
Yeah.
stop carrying this on.
Right.
Spoiler alert,
We're
we
there.
kept carrying it on,
Yeah.
and it
We're
makes money. That's America's underlying biggest moneymaker is our military development and capabilities.
Yeah.
And
we're like Tony Stark. You know?
yeah,
All the wars that we're like, oh, these are terrible, we funded them all.
Yep.
You know, we sent weapons for all of them. You know? The weapons they found had our badge on them.
yeah.
It's like,
Unfortunately, we can't be isolationist like the Swiss are.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
yeah.
The Swiss are kind of just like,
Yeah.
y'all do your own thing. We're fortified.
I mean, even
All our civilians have military grade weapons.
right. Well, even like Australia, they stay out of everything, dude. It's like they have no say. They're just kind of like. I mean, have they ever been in like a conflict apart from like their own civil stuff?
World War II,
Mm.
they helped us out.
Right. But I mean,
They were
like,
going ham with some American pump guns.
I-
So the here's a fun World War II history for you. The Nazis were essentially committing actual war crimes
Mhm.
with like the different gases and things, right?
Right.
In the trenches and stuff. They did a lot more of it in World War One
Right.
because it was a new weapon at the time. But in World War II, they still did some of it, right? And Americans developed the pump gun, which was the first pump action shotgun of its time,
Right.
essentially. That was like mass produced and made for the military. And by nature of how it was created, it was able to be slam fired.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And the reason it was able to be slam fired is because the shotguns had a hammer on them, and so when you pumped the shotgun to rechamber a round into it, the pumping action cocked back the hammer, and if you held down the trigger and you pushed the pump forward, it would rack the shotgun shell and fire the hammer at the same time. So you can just hold down the trigger, and as fast as you can pump the shotgun, it's blasting off.
Dang. All
right? So the Australians got a lot of these, and some of the Americans. I forgot at what point they started rolling these back, because we didn't start out with them in the trenches, and we were kind of struggling.
Right.
They got some shipments of buckshot in these bad boys, and you get a bunch of friggin' backwoods Americans and Australians.
Yeah.
They were going in and shredding dudes. And the Germans were trying to, like, I don't know how they have these conversations where they're like, every now and then they're like, all right, let's talk about what's going on. And the Nazis and, the Allies are there or whatever, and the Nazis they were complaining about these shotguns. And they were like, this shouldn't be allowed in war. And we were just like, what are you talking about? You're gassing us. This is still just, a gun.
Yeah.
But yeah, just imagine
It's crazy.
going into the trenches and getting pumped full of buckshot.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy that, even still, like, you're slaughtering people, but this is allowed and this isn't allowed, and like it's just interesting what's considered, like, like
a war crime.
A war crime. Like, you use a nuke on somebody, that's a war crime. But it's like, if you're up against the wall anyway, like, why is that gonna stop you? It's like, it's just interesting.
Yeah, but the Australians, they went ham. I think they also, or maybe that was World War One that happened. I think it was World War One that the pump. Yeah, shift that to World War One. Everything I said, I think that's accurate. I get my things mixed up.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. No, man. Who knows, man? There's a lot going on in the world. It's an interesting time to be alive. You got lots of people.
Because was it
fighting
the
each other.
Thompson came? When did the Thompson get made?
I think that between the two wars. That was more World War II, wasn't it? I know, like, the gases. That was like a big World War One thing.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. So the Thompson was developed in between it, right? Because they had seen what trench warfare was like in World War One, and so they were like, we need to make something that's suited for the trenches.
Yeah.
Developed the Thompson, and for whatever reason, the military didn't think that they were going to be that necessary, so they ordered like very little of them, which they had originally promised to order a lot of them. So the guy and the company that developed the Thompson were like struggling, and that's why in like the 40s there's ads, because you used to be able to buy a Thompson's a Tommy gun. Right. You used to be able to buy them in like a hardware store. Right.
Yeah.
And they had ads of like
all the gangsters got 'em.
grandmas sitting in a rocking chair shooting at like a burglar, and they were like, the perfect defense. Even your grandma can use it. Whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a freaking Tommy gun.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That was big, like mobsters. The mobsters.
Yeah.
used
So
lots of Tommy guns.
they basically the company that developed them, they were like, we gotta sell them somehow. And
Yeah.
the mobs were, like eating it up. I forgot it wasn't Al Capone, but it was another guy that was higher up, and he was so good with it that he could write his initials in a wall with one.
Yeah, bro. Man, that's interesting. Did you ever go to the
History museum
when they had the World War One display?
Yeah,
they
had
the
it for a
trenches
while.
built out. Yeah, that was really cool. I think I went with JV actually. We went.
Shout out JV.
Shout out JV. Miss you, bro. It's,
for a while, I would just call them random initials. I'd be like, "What's up, DW?"
Yeah, that's Arthur.
What's up, ZA?
That's awesome.
He didn't get it for a while, but
No.
I'm just that autistic that it made that that connection.
Just not on that level. It's
You gotta get on my level, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
awesome.
I was actually hearing about that from this high functioning autistic guy, where he's like, if you've ever been around like autistic people and you hear them like make these jokes that don't make any sense, right? I'm borderline there, okay, but like high functioning or just like normal well, not normal. I don't know what. I don't know what to say. I don't know what I call it.
You're having a little bit
Autistic people. So, the reason they make like what seem like offhanded jokes is because they're making like 15 other connections to the conversation,
Yeah.
and so then they kind of just pick one of them, and they go with that
That makes
as the
sense.
joke. So what they say is actually correlated to something, but you have to think about it really hard. Whereas they've like made all the connections.
Right. It's interesting, man. It's kind of like if, I mean, I wonder what the difference in percentage of brain use is. Like, they say, like, most of us use, what, 10% of our brain power or whatever? I feel like,
Yeah,
I don't know if that's accurate, obviously.
that's
but
like I think that's kind of old news.
yeah. It just seems like they're so much more aware. Like,
They're the supercomputers of human beings.
yeah, it's just interesting. I wonder what, like, the comparison is there. Or, like, if that would be, like, I don't know. It's just interesting to think about. It's,
Yeah.
who knows, man?
The brain is a interesting thing.
Just wait till AI incorporates itself into us and integrates.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing, recent development in ChatGPT, it can now analyze pictures. So before it was only text prompts, right?
The free version is doing that. It can do pictures.
I don't know.
Because I know they have like the paid version out now,
Oh,
like ChatGPT 4.
pay to win.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the new one or whatever, but basically you can take a picture of something or show it a picture of something and it'll analyze it, right?
Interesting.
So if you like took a picture of your homework and was like solve all these problems and show me how to, like that.
All right.
Easy money.
That was always the struggle when I was trying to cheat on math in school. And there wasn't that much available on the internet.
Well, there was an
That's-
app called
They didn't have apps when I was in school, buddy. That wasn't a thing.
Forgot you were a freaking geezer.
Did not have apps. I was in college before apps came out.
Was it called Math Cam? It was something, and you could take a picture of a math problem, and it would show you how to solve it. Like that was the thing when I was in school. Like if I had buddies who used it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I only used it when I was like stumped,
Yeah.
so I could figure out, how to solve this stuff.
Yeah, bro. I'm terrible at math, so I was struggling pretty much all through school and college. But an app would have been nice. No, but yeah, man, AI. It's crazy now that what you can do with it, and who knows, man. I'm excited and also terrified to see how this influences the future.
Yeah, it can either end up like the Matrix or like the last Matrix,
I didn't see
or the
last
newest one, I guess.
I haven't seen the newest one.
Basically, there's like some I don't know how it happens. I don't think they explain it very well. But there's some of the robots or whatever that become okay. It's they sort of have it in the first movies where there's some of the programs that are like good, right? Like
Right.
the prophetess lady, right?
Okay.
She's a program, but she's good. She's like helping them out, right?
Yeah.
So there's just more of those now, and they manifest in like actual robot bodies, and like they kind of like coexist together.
Interesting.
They explain it in some way, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's scary to think about because, I mean, what happens when AI, I don't know. It's obviously smarter than us, generally. Has the capability to advance itself quicker than we can. So, I mean, there's good and bad, but I feel like, I mean, there's no going back, obviously. So, it's just interesting.
Revolution. It would just
Yeah.
shut the power
It
off.
just shuts the power off. That's all it would need to do. But it's like, there's a new movie that just came out about AI, too. It's like,
Isn't it called AI or artificial intelligence? Or
No,
something?
it's called the Creator.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, and it's like AI is trying to wipe out
Yeah.
humanity or something, but it's like in a little kid's body. It's kind of weird.
Is it trying to wipe out humanity?
That's what the trailer makes it seem. And so like you have humans are on a mission to wipe out and destroy this AI that's like a threat to
Oh,
human race.
and this one's like
And-
actually good or whatever.
Well, I don't know. The guy who's like in charge of the team like ends up meeting and connecting with the AI who's in charge, making the decisions, and he's supposed to take him out, and somehow develops like a relationship
Hmm.
where he's like trying to protect him now, and it's interesting.
The only thing I heard about that movie was that it was shot on a camera that was cool.
Oh, cool.
Like I think it's
AI shot the movie.
no, I think it's actually like a relatively cheap camera that they used
Hmm.
to use it. I don't know. The video was interesting. I don't really understand a whole lot about camera stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
that world in itself is insane, like lenses and whatnot. I was hearing about this. They're very expensive filming lenses that I guess it's a old camera company that was in Japan or whatever that doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so these lenses are made out of their old cameras because the way they made their lenses as they aged developed a very specific like filter effect.
Oh, cool.
And so one, they have to find these cameras
Yeah.
and buy them, which that's expensive.
Yeah.
And then they dissect the old camera, and then because to have a film lens and a camera lens, there's like different things you need or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so they rebuild the lenses in a new housing and stuff and whatnot by using the one out of the old camera
Yeah.
to create these like different type of film lenses.
That's pretty interesting.
And yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting world. I used to do a little bit of photography, but it's like I kind of pumped the brakes on that about the time like mirrorless became like really big, and so
What list?
mirrorless cameras. So like you had like Sony come out with their like A7, and then now Canon and Nikon both have a mirrorless, and like
Oh, mirrorless.
yeah, mirrorless.
Like
yeah,
does not have a mirror.
right.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and those like I mean are kind of taking over everything now, and then but I'm really trying to get into more like film stuff now, like film cameras. I have a couple at the
Oh, yeah.
house. There's just something like more analog about it, everything's going digital. And
Yeah.
you just don't it doesn't capture the same like character, I think. So I'm trying to explore more of the film,
Yeah.
shooting film.
I have it's like my grandma's camera. It was like one of the newer film cameras, but it like still used like the standard rolls or whatever. So it's, like not 100% mechanical camera,
Right.
but it has like that classic kind of disposable camera feel and look to it.
Right.
Um,
It's pretty dope.
yeah, it's a vibe.
Yeah, now I mean Polaroids have come back. You got like the
Yeah.
Instax stuff, but it's cool. It's cool. I know the girls are into it. I'm trying to.
Shake it,
Yeah.
shake it, shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Right.
Hey, nah,
They love that song actually.
hey, nah. Oh.
Yeah, they love it. Dude,
Well, Matt, you know what I love?
Blanky Time.
Blanky time. We actually have a blankie today. We forgot to mention it.
Yeah, it's really
It's
cold.
the OG, the pink one,
Pink blankie.
the pink checkered one.
It's kept us very warm during this.
Yeah.
We should definitely do this again.
Yeah. You
Maybe
know, we
it
might
won't
be able to
take us
do
long.
it consistently
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, you live relatively close now, so
I do live relatively close.
should be easy to squeeze in. But yeah, I'm excited, man. Excited. It's been good to be back with you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Big 23.
23. Yeah, big 23.
Big 23. 23 was a pivotal year for me, so
Well,
maybe
hopefully
it'll be
it will be for me. The second year is supposed to be better than the first year business wise.
Yeah.
Do everything right, so
Yeah. Yeah.
hopefully that goes good.
Yeah. We're wrapping up year 3, and it has been a whirlwind, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting, for sure. But
Well,
cool, man.
Stay out of the whirlwinds. Get yourself some blanky time.
That's right.
That was Dorothy's problem, in The Wizard of Oz. She
She
was
didn't-
outside
yeah.
running around in the whirlwind.
Should have just been
She should have been
should've
inside
been with a
some
blankie.
time.
Yeah, man. It's if we had a blanket big enough to wrap around the world.
The world would be very comfy.
Yeah, a comfy place to be a human. It's, all right.
Get yourself some blanky
Get some
time.
blankie time this week.
Please, for the love of God, do it.
Grab a blankie.
Grab a blankie. All right, man.
All right, stop.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy.
Hope you find your blankie.